What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I cannot believe I'm sitting down in front of you and I'm filming my 2024 reset video. 2024, which sounds so weird saying out loud. Do you ever say 2023? I feel like I never say that. It's always 2023. And now it's about to be 2024. I cannot believe this is literally my third year of filming these yearly resets. That's been like the fastest 3 years of my entire life, but simultaneously I feel like I've lived 10 different lives within those 3 years. I cannot believe it. And here we are. This has been the craziest year, such a whirlwind. I'm so excited to sit down and reflect, talk about the highs, the lows, share some little tidbits of wisdom, I guess you could say, and then get stuck into the good stuff, the goal setting, how we're actually going to achieve those goals, because I think it's one thing to set a goal, like that's a great first step, you've got good intentions behind it, but it's another to actually achieve it and set actionable steps that you can track. So we're going to figure out a roadmap of how we're going to get there with some of our goals, and then I'm also going to finish off with a vision board. I'm going to keep it pretty like low-key, I guess. I just filmed a whole financial reset, so I'm not going to get too into the budget side of things in this video, but if you do want to see our 2024 budget, how much we spent and saved in 2023, and like the nitty-gritty numbers, because I've been tracking for the entire year how much money we spent on coffee and eating out, like it was so enlightening. Then definitely go watch that video. But this is going to be more like goal focus, setting up a vision board. I've made a vision board every single year for the last like 5 years, and nearly every single thing that I put on those vision boards have come to fruition, especially in the last couple of years. It is crazy. So I'm really excited to create another one and show you guys how I did that. I'll still talk through our money goals in this video though, and I did want to suggest a tool that I think would be really, really helpful for anyone that is maybe new to budgeting. I know there's a lot of new faces on here that are just getting started with their financial journey, or maybe you're time poor, you don't have time to manually track every single expense, and I get it. Or perhaps you're just looking for a money app to help smash your 2024 goals, whatever they may be, whether it's paying off debt or going on holiday, whatever your financial goals are. I wanted to recommend WeMoney, who are kindly sponsoring this portion of the video. I've been working with them for a couple of years now. I credit a lot of our debt payoff to this app, because without this I would have no idea how much debt we've actually paid off, and seeing that amount is so motivating. If you guys haven't heard of me talk about WeMoney before, they're basically a financial wellness platform which is designed to help you manage your finances and help pay debt off faster. So it allows you to see all of your different accounts in the one place. I never used to understand this when I was growing up. I was like, why do my parents have 5 different accounts across 5 different banks? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'd pull out my dad's wallet and it was like this thick with all of these different bank cards. I'm like, why do you need so many different banks? And as I've gotten older, I've realized not only do you have the account that you make your everyday transactions with, probably the account that your parents set you up with, but then you go out and take out a mortgage and that's probably with a separate bank. And then you take out a car loan and it's probably with another bank. Like, that is the case for me. I've got my business accounts as well. Like, there is just so many different accounts. And so to be able to get a cohesive overview of all of my finances has been a game changer. I love the debt tracker. It has been such a source of motivation for paying off our car loan especially. And to see that we paid off 6.7% of our overall debt, that's across our car loan and our mortgage. It's such a motivating feeling. You can also add your financial goals on there. So I'm tracking our US trip and our savings for that, and paying off our car loan just so I can have another visual. It's just so nice to be able to visually see all of your money, all of your expenses, all of your transactions, because it automatically tracks those as well. So if you're not someone that likes to manually do that, like, it will do that for you. You can set up a simple budget on there. Just a great app for managing your finances, reducing that stress, just allowing you to live your best life, your best 2024 life. So I'll have my sign up link down below if you guys do want to check them out, or you can sign up using my code Ella. Again, a big thank you to WeMoney for sponsoring this portion of the video. And let's get into it, shall we? The first step when it comes to goal setting, which I think is arguably probably one of the more important steps, is to reflect. Now, I know this isn't always an enjoyable experience, particularly if you set goals and just haven't been able to achieve them, but I think it's really important to see why. Like, why didn't you achieve those goals? Was it self-discipline, or did those goals just simply not align with who you are or where you want to be? For me, I think it's like a mix of both with some of these. I had an incredible year. I actually sat down, because I've been so sick for the last couple of weeks, I have really been doing a lot of reflecting, and I wrote down a few things, a few lessons from 2023 that I wanted to share. The first thing is the importance of investing. Now, I don't just mean financially, like, yes, that's a component, but also investing in yourself, your own self-development, your health, your career, and then also just like on a more tangible sense, investing in things, which might seem kind of shallow, but I've slowly started to allow myself to invest in certain clothing pieces and things like furniture. We moved into our house this year, our first bought house, and it felt like the appropriate time to invest in some key pieces, and I'm so glad we did. I think there's a time and a place to cheap out on certain things, and especially when you're moving out for the first time. At this point in our life, now that we're in our own home that we own, it's been really nice to make those upgrades. And even though the upfront expense is so much more, we're not constantly having to replace things. So it's a long-term investment. Another lesson from this year is nobody is you, and that is your superpower. This is so cliche, but it's true. Nobody is you. Nobody has the same heart as you, the same intentions as you, the same personality. And that is what will set you apart. I think especially online, it can sometimes feel quite saturated. There are going to be hundreds of people that are doing the exact same thing as you, but your personality and who you are at your core is what will set you apart. Now, not everyone's going to like that. And there's going to be people who are threatened by that because they don't feel comfortable within themselves, or maybe they just don't like you, but that's on them. Which kind of leads into my last lesson of 2023. I only have 3 because I just wanted to keep this short and sweet. Otherwise I could just literally ramble on for hours. You can be the juiciest peach on the tree and someone is still not gonna like peaches. This has honestly carried me through the last 12 months, is knowing that I just need to be myself. You can't please everyone. Like, it's physically impossible, and it really hurts my people pleaser heart for some people to dislike me or like not vibe with me. Like, I just want to be liked. I think that's a very normal human feeling, but at the end of the day, not everyone's gonna like you. And as long as you stay true to yourself, be authentic to you, that's all you can do. I think 2023 was the year that I really fell into like myself. Like, I'm still discovering myself. This is all like part of the 20s experience and just life experiences, constantly figuring out who you are. But I feel this year especially like I've really found who I am, who I want to be surrounded by, the kind of content that I want to make, and the person that I want to show up as online and in everyday life. And that's a really good feeling. I think as you feel more comfortable within yourself, it's so much easier to have that like, I'm just gonna be me, take it or leave it kind of attitude. I think I've always been that way inclined, but I feel even more so in this last year, especially with my socials growing. Like, there's been a lot of growth, particularly on TikTok and Instagram really only in the last like 3 or 4 months. But with that has come a lot of new viewers, a lot of unwarranted comments perhaps, a lot of articles that have surfaced online. Like, I've honestly lost track of the amount of articles that have been written about some of the content that I put out there. And I get it. When you talk about personal finance, it's you know, it's gonna get clicks. And I know that journalists are literally just doing their job, but the mainstream demographic that I have been exposed to has been interesting to deal with. But I know that if the Daily Mail was writing an article, like it could be misconstrued. I'm only ever trying to show up as my best self and putting content out there that will hopefully empower other people to take control of their finances, especially for young women, because I know that money is just not talked about enough. There's a reason they don't talk about it in schools. I saw a TikTok about this. There's a reason they don't talk about it in school, because they don't want you to be good with money. Banks, businesses, the government, they're all profiting off our lack of knowledge and our lack of education surrounding money. So that's the tea. But yeah, that was kind of like a long-winded way of saying I have felt the feeling of not being liked by everyone this year. First time in my life, and I've just learned to accept it. I can die trying to please everyone and get everyone to like me, and there's still gonna be someone that's not going to, you know what I mean? And do I want to live like that? Like, do I want to live as an inauthentic version of myself just to appeal to people? Like, no, absolutely not. So those are the lessons I've learned for 2023. My 3 words for this year, because I always have like a word of the year, was growth, balance, and consistency. Growth and consistency, I would say I was really, really good at this year. I'm actually feeling incredibly proud of myself. There's been so much growth, not only on social media, which is one thing, but also just within myself. Like, I just feel like I'm slowly becoming the best version of myself, and I'm proud of who I am. This last 12 months have been the most insane 12 months of my life. If you had told me 12 months ago that this is where I'd be, I would not have believed you. I really wouldn't have. This time 12 months ago, just to put it in perspective, I had just lost my job. I had just interviewed, or just maybe accepted, a part-time job as a travel agent. So I was getting back into the travel industry. We were renting. We were paying quite expensive rent and also a mortgage. We didn't have Mabel. We hadn't moved into this house. I was still just trying to figure out the social media thing. Now 12 months later, I have signed with a management agency, which has been a huge goal of mine. I started on TikTok. I really grew my Instagram. We got Mabel Moo, who's literally the light of my life, and I could not imagine life without her. We moved into our house. We finished building our first house that I'm obsessed with and I feel so lucky to live here. We celebrated our 1-year wedding anniversary this year. I watched some of my best friends get engaged and got to celebrate them. I got to go back into the travel industry and start working as a travel agent again and meet some amazing people and work for a really cool company that I'm really proud to work for. And I found an amazing workplace that allows me to be myself and celebrates that and allows me the opportunity to work part-time so I can work with some amazing brands. I have literally worked with some dream brands this year. I'm not going to name them all because I know I'll miss someone, but some dream brands. I got to go to Port Douglas with my best friend with Jetstar. I'm naming a brand here. I am name dropping the fact that I got to work with Jetstar, which is so cool. I got to travel around Tasmania with my husband. We just booked our trip to the US. Like, oh my gosh, it's been the most insane year ever. And I really could not do all of this without you guys. So I just want to say thank you so much. If you're watching this, if you've been watching, or maybe you're new, hi. I don't think I even introduced myself in this video. My name is Ella. Anyway, enough talking. Let's have a look at the nitty-gritty goals here and see what we did well, what we did not so well. As I said, I think reflecting is such an important part of the goal setting process and just like resetting for a new year. It just adds a whole other layer of intention behind your new goals. Looking at what you achieved and what you maybe didn't achieve. Was there a reason for that? Do you still want to carry it over into the new year, or like, do we want to scrap that goal because that doesn't align with you anymore? I think that's really important to look at. So let's do it. For my personal goals, I wanted to move into our new house, which we did do. We got a dog, planned a trip to the US for 2024. This was originally Europe, but we changed that, which we started to do. So exciting. A lot of these I updated like as I went throughout the year. I did a big mid-year reset as well, so some of these might have changed. Read 25 books. We did not do this one. This is a goal that I'll carry over next year. It's just something I need to work into my everyday routine because I just haven't made time for it. Be more decisive. I think I've gotten a lot better about this actually. Yeah. Not me literally being indecisive about whether I've been decisive or not. I've been more decisive. It's my final answer. Stop feeling like a burden and share more. I'm gonna say yes to this one. I've definitely been a lot more open about my feelings and talking about things that are going on in my life. In saying that, it hasn't been a very difficult year for me. It's actually been a really good one. And so, you know, if anything comes up, that'll be the real test. Host more we have done, especially being in our new house. And then my last goal was more time away from social media. Absolutely not. If anything, I've spent a lot more time on social media and I'm not proud of it. So that's definitely something I want to work on in 2024. For my health and wellness goals, my first one was to create a morning and night routine I love. I'm gonna say no. I think we have a good foundation, especially when it comes to our morning routine. Nighttime routine, less so. It's more like, see where the wind takes us. Yeah, this is, again, something I want to work on. Next goal is to take care of my body, 8 hours of sleep and daily movement. Yes to the daily movement. 8 hours of sleep most nights, a lot better than last year for sure. I was pulling a lot of like all-nighters or going to bed really late, waking up really early because I was trying to balance full-time work with my social media. And then feel happy and confident within myself. Again, hard to track and say a definite yes to, but if me reflecting on 2023 was any indication of how I feel about myself and where I'm at in life, I definitely think I feel happy and confident. Still, you know, always battling with certain insecurities and always wanting to better myself, but yeah, I feel pretty good with where I'm at right now, which is such a nice feeling. For my financial goals, I wanted to have a 5-figure month, which we did do. Buy a new car, we did do that. Increase emergency fund to 15,000, we did do. And then I set another goal, which was increase emergency fund to 20,000. We have not done this. I wanted to increase our net worth by 50,000 to 185,000. And we did do that, which is crazy. I mean, our life is literally night and day from where we were 12 months ago, so it makes sense that our net worth has increased like that. We finished building our house, so we originally had a mortgage. We still have a mortgage, obviously. We had a mortgage, no house, because it wasn't complete, so it wasn't like an asset necessarily. And now we have a house. It's complete. It's also gone up in value by a considerable amount since we finished building, and during the building process, the purchase price that we paid for this versus what's on the market right now, like, yeah, there's a big difference. And yeah, we've just been overall pretty good with our money this year, I think. Either investing, saving, or paying off our debt, which obviously helps increase your net worth. So we have saved over $5,000 for our US trip, which is great. And then we did also pay an extra $10,000 extra towards debt. So, stunning! For my business goals, these are my social media focus goals. I wanted to post on YouTube consistently, so like 1 to 2 to 3 videos a week. We definitely did once a week, apart from when I was sick a couple weeks ago. But other than that, I posted every single week, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times, but at least once. I did sign with a management agency, which has been such a blessing. It's been so cool to have my manager, have someone to bounce ideas off of. Obviously it comes with more opportunities, and just having like that person in your corner, I think it's given me so much more confidence with my content and what I'm putting out there. And yeah, I'm really excited to see where it goes. My next goal was to hit 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. We didn't quite do this. I think we're like maybe 2,000 away, so we're pretty darn close, but that's okay. Not something that I can really control. I did hit 15,000 followers on Instagram though. I think we're at like 26,000 now, which is crazy. And that's only really happened in the last few months. So thanks guys. Thanks for following. And then my last goal was to start on TikTok. Big check to that. And then I only had one career goal, which was to pass my probation. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you don't need to know. We did it. We did it, guys. I'm pretty happy with that. We set 24 goals, achieved 19. 79% of our goals were achieved in 2023. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not gonna lie, pretty proud of myself. So that is 2023, tied up in a nice little bow. We've gone over our goals, we've reflected. I'm feeling so good about the last year. I cannot believe the last 12 months and everything that's happened and just where I'm at. Like, I feel so incredibly lucky, especially coming off the back of 2022, which was not a great year other than getting married. I really struggled in 2022 for a lot of reasons, and to just come off the back of a terrible year and have the complete opposite experience for the last 12 months has been amazing. And I really hope that this video serves as a reminder that it does get better. This is your little beacon of hope if you're struggling or you had a not so good year. It does get better, I promise you. And with that, I'm gonna go sit down and brainstorm my goals for 2024. I've already kind of started / finished most of my goals. I've really taken the last couple of weeks to really think about what I want out of next year, and I'm gonna share them with you guys. So let's do it. Here are my 2024 goals. As always, I've broken them down into categories. So we've got personal goals, health and wellness, financial, business, and then I've scrapped the career goals because I literally wrote one last year. It's not that I don't care about my career. I mean, I do, but I don't. I've talked about this before, but I've never been a career-orientated person. My hobby, my YouTube and my Instagram has now become my career, and so I guess I care about it in that sense because my passion has now become my work. Like, I'm passionate in that way, and that's why I set business goals. But my career outside of that, it's not that I don't care about it, and I will always show up as the best employee that I can be and give it 100% and be a team player and make connections and enjoy my job. Like, I love my job, but it doesn't fulfill me in a way that I think it does for a lot of people. There's some people that are just so career focused and they get fulfillment out of their career and what they do and hitting certain milestones, making certain connections. And that's just something that I've never had a passion for. It's not in me. It's not in my DNA. I work to live, I don't live to work, and that's okay. So that's why I haven't set any career goals, but I do enjoy, love, give my job my 100%. I just want to make that clear. So instead, I have an extra category. So I've added house goals because I have a lot of house related things that I want to focus on in 2024. The journey doesn't stop when you buy a house and get the keys. Like, it's an ongoing thing. For my house goals, I want to buy an outdoor set. We have a beautiful alfresco area and we have not utilized it at all this summer because we have nothing to put out there. I don't think it's something that we'll do this summer because it just feels a little pointless. Although we haven't really had a summer here in Adelaide yet, so maybe we should, I don't know. I want to make over our wardrobe. We have a walk-in wardrobe, like a small walk-in wardrobe. It just has a hanging rail. There's no shelving, no drawers, so I want to fit it out. We've made it work, but it's just becoming a bit of a problem, so that's a house goal. I want to add a bar cart for our dining area. I talked about this in my last vlog. Floating shelves for the living room, decorate the guest room, and decorate our office. Or my office, should I say. It's pretty good, like I'm pretty happy with this space. It just needs something on the walls, really. When I say decorate, I mean literally wall up. That's all. Then for my personal goals, I want to have weekly resets. I obviously do my monthly resets, I do these yearly resets, but I haven't really nailed down a weekly reset routine. I want to sit down, plan out my week, time block, look at my Google Calendar, work out like what I have due, what I have coming up. Is that my moo-moo? Hi, my chicken. Hi. I don't think I have any goals about you. I'm so sorry. So sorry. You're gonna help me read these out? Also, guys, Mabel just got her period for the first time. She probably doesn't want me to share with the internet, but I'm so proud of you. A true woman. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I want to nail down my weekly reset routine. So planning, meal prep, cleaning, just like nailing that down. I think that would really set me up for a more productive and just like overall more enjoyable week. This one's a fun one. I talked about this with my friends and I think we're actually going to do it. I want to start a book club. Not an original idea at all, but one of my goals is also to read 25 books this year. Will not only hold me accountable, it will just be like a fun thing to do. It also gives us reason to organize something, have a girls' night, catch up. Life can just be so busy sometimes, and suddenly like 2 months have passed and you haven't seen your best friends. So yeah, we're gonna have a book club and I'm really excited about it. This one's kind of a funny one, but you guys know one of my goals last year was to have more time away from social media. So this is kind of a more specific, measurable goal. I want to have half a social media free day a week. I don't know if I've worded that the best. Half a day social media free a week. Just like a morning or an afternoon, once a week. I just find myself in any little pocket of downtime that I have, mindlessly scrolling. Like, what am I even looking at? I couldn't even tell you. I think I also feel a sense of guilt when I'm not posting or I'm not looking at social media because it's like my job technically. And so finding that balance and differentiating between my personal life and my social media business is a big thing this year. Oh, I don't think I shared my words of the year. Let me flip back. Last year I had 3 words. This year I also have 3, and they are balance. So I did not do the best job of that last year. Authenticity and consistency. Next goal is to go on 2 date nights a month, one inside and one outside of the house. I've seen this concept on TikTok. I think her name's Rosie, I want to say. Nick and I have done it a couple of times and it's been so much fun. Like, Nick planned a inside date where we watched Cheaper by the Dozen and made s'mores. You know when they're like sitting around the campfire and they're like, "Once there was a man named Michael." Yeah, and then they get the s'mores. That was like such a fun date night. It feels so intentional and it's such a nice way to get creative. Yeah, read 25 books. I'm gonna try 1 new recipe a week. This one's kind of an achievable one because we've already booked it. But touch wood, you never know. We're gonna go to the USA. We have a trip planned in April, which I'm really excited about. We're going to LA, Boston, New York, and San Francisco. And then last but not least, I wasn't sure if I was gonna share this one, but I thought, hey ho, in the spirit of authenticity, which is one of my words this year, I wanna start planning for a baby. Why does that feel so weird saying it out loud? It's not... This is a hard one. I don't want to put it out there and then people are like, she's pregnant or she's going to get pregnant this year. Like, look out for a pregnancy announcement, because I don't want to feel that sense of pressure. And I hope that me sharing this, maybe I'm like allowing the speculation in the comments to come flooding in. But let's be honest, like, people make those assumptions and people ask me about kids and when we're having kids. And I get this all the time anyway. So like, it's going to make no difference. But I just feel like talking about it and acknowledging it in a serious way will maybe like encourage that. I don't know. This is one of those things that you have no control over. We don't know how long it's going to take to conceive or when we're going to want to conceive. Like, this is very much in the early stages, but it is something that we are starting to plan for, starting to think about. And I'm excited about it. There's definitely a few things that we want to do before that and just some ducks we need to get in a row and all of that stuff. But yeah, we just want to start, you know, start the I don't want to say process, because like, what does that mean? I feel so weird talking about this. I don't know why. I'm just scared. I'm scared that it's going to take a long time. I don't know if anyone else, this is like a whole nother tangent, but I don't know if anyone else struggles with like this fear of infertility. That is like my deepest fear. I'm just being completely honest. We really have no idea what that journey is going to look like for us, or when it's going to happen, or if it's going to happen, or when we want it to happen. So many things to think about. And yeah, a few things that I want to do first before we have a baby. But yeah, just start thinking about it. Start planning for the future. I think it's important to, you know, think about those things. I mean, I don't think it's a secret that we want kids. It's something I've always been very honest about. I can't wait to be a mother one day. And I mean, we're married. We have a house, we have a dog. I'm already a mother to just a very furry, needy baby, but it's no secret that we want kids, and we are coming up to 2 years of being married. And I really wanted a good couple of years of married life to enjoy before bringing kids into the world. And this, yeah, as I said, still a few things that we want to do, but something that we're talking about. And that's just like a very long-winded explanation. So we're gonna crack on. Health and wellness goals, just become the healthiest, best version of myself. And I don't just mean like physically, but also mentally, emotionally, kind of going hand in hand with that. I want to go to therapy. I've done family therapy with like my family, obviously, when my sister was going through her eating disorder recovery. And so I've experienced that, and that I found really helpful, but obviously it wasn't about me. It was about my sister and supporting her and her recovery and all of the emotions and things that came with that. But even just getting like that glimpse of therapy, I really think it would be so beneficial. I think I have a lot to unpack. I don't want to give you a sob story, but I think I have been through a lot of things that I just need to talk through. And I hope the more I go to therapy and the more I unpack, the more in tune I'll become with myself, the better partner I'll be, the better daughter I'll be, the better friend, and just I guess understanding like why I am the way I am and why I think the way I do and feel the way I do. And you know, everyone has different reactions to things, and yeah, there's just a lot of suppressed trauma, I think. So go to therapy. I need to do it. Create a morning routine I love and create a nighttime routine I love. I've separated these two so I can at least tick one off. I'm aiming for two. I really want just like a good overall routine in life, and introducing good daily habits that support my 2024 goals. Join a social sport or activity. Me and my best friend Olivia have been talking about doing this. I don't know what we're gonna do, stay tuned, but we're gonna do something. Daily movement, gym or a fitness class at least 4 times a week. I also want to create and follow a cleaning schedule. I really did not want to be this person. I've been putting off being this type A for as long as possible, and I just can't. Nick and I are both at very busy seasons of our life. Well, you know, we're young professionals. We've got a lot on our plate, and we have a lot of stuff that we do outside of work, and we have, you know, a busy social life. And the one thing that always slips through the cracks is the cleaning. I just want to come home and feel at peace in my space all the time. And I think having a solid cleaning schedule, it doesn't have to be like just something, you know? Having a 15-minute tidy every day, just like staying on top of it, so I know that if at any point someone drops by or we have people over, like I know that I can feel comfortable with them being there and it's not a complete mess. And then do daily gratitudes with Nick. We started doing this recently and it's been the best. Just little things that make our day and that we feel thankful for. It's a really nice thing to do individually, but also to share with your partner. I think it's super special. And then for my financial goals, I'm not going to go too into these because I discussed them in my financial reset, but save $12,000 for our US trip, pay off our car loan, increase our emergency fund to $25,000, invest every month and have 3 no spend months in 2024. And then skitching over to our last category, which is business goals. I have a lot of things that I want to do this year. I want to continue sharing our financial journey online. I have found myself not retreating necessarily, but just feeling, you know, some type of way, especially with these news articles that have been circulating. I think sometimes the comments don't necessarily get to me, but they make me scared because I know that the more I put out there, the more I can be exposed to those kinds of comments and the more opportunity there is to write an article about the content that I'm putting out there. Even though I've literally been making financial content for years, it's because I'm reaching a whole new audience, and with short form content, like it's just a whole other beast. So I want to be brave enough to continue sharing our financial journey online, even though it can be incredibly daunting. It opens you up to a lot of criticism, not only online, but also in our personal life. And so yeah, I just want to be brave, continue sharing it. I know that it helps so many people out there, especially young women, and that's truly why I do what I do. I would also love to sign a long-term brand deal. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I would love to go on another brand trip. I went to Port Douglas with Jetstar and that was incredible, so I would love to do something else like that. That would be insane. I also want to push myself to make a mini series on TikTok. I actually have one in mind. I have a couple in mind, and one for like the new year. So, you know, maybe we'll take this one off January 1st. Who knows? Also want to continue posting on YouTube 1 to 2 times a week, posting on TikTok and Instagram like 3 to 4 times a week, just like that consistency. That's one of my words this year. I really want to keep up with that consistency that I've cultivated this last 12 months. I would love to hit 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are pretty darn close. That has been a goal and a milestone of mine for years, and we are getting so close. So hopefully we'll be able to do that in 2024. This is a big one. I would never have thought of setting this 6 months ago, but hit 50,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok. I feel like the way we're going, guys, like we actually might be able to do this. I don't know. And yeah, those are all my goals for 2024. I'm now going to sit down on my computer and start making my vision board and really bring these goals that I've set to life. I am such a visual person, and so this is, I thought before I made my new vision board. It's a couple days later, by the way, if you couldn't already tell. Change of outfit, no makeup on. My skin is breaking out like crazy, probably from all the chocolate I've been consuming over Christmas and the alcohol. So I'm letting my skin breathe. We're just in our gym clothes, and I'm only now just sitting down to make my vision board. I ran out of time yesterday. I kind of have like my vision board down to a fine art at this point because I've been doing them every single year for the last like 5 years, I want to say. But I thought before I did, I would show you guys what my vision board looked like for 2023, just to show you the power of a vision board. First step is nailing down what your goals are and working out actionable steps to achieve those. I think I'll maybe go more in depth on this in my January reset and in just like my monthly reset videos in general. I try as much as I can to refer back to my annual goals and then break them down into actionable steps so it feels a lot less overwhelming. For instance, one of my goals is to have a morning routine that I love. How am I going to achieve that? First thing I would do is write down my ideal morning routine and what that looks like, and then I'd pull up my habit tracker and start implementing some of those things as daily habits. Not all at once, because it's not going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. And then next month, start building on that even further. So then in say like 3 months time, I'm in a routine that is sustainable and I enjoy. So it's all about breaking it down and making those big overarching goals a lot more achievable, because sometimes it can be so daunting. And then I'll sit down and do my vision board. So this is mine from last year. Pretty much all of these images relate to one of my goals in some capacity. So this was me hosting more. This was spending more time away from social media, moving into our house. This was us planning a trip in 2024. We've got some airplane tickets. This is a photo of a dog, a golden cocker spaniel, which looks almost identical to Mabel when she was a puppy. It's kind of scary. I've got my income here because I want to have a 5-figure month, which we achieved. This is us like moving into our house, setting it up, just like making our house a home. Obviously I have my visual for 50k subscribers, which we didn't quite get to. This is like health, moving my body, spending time with family and friends. I've got my 3 words here: growth, consistency, and balance. We got our car. This is the exact car that we now have. Kind of crazy. So when I say it works, it kind of works. Now here's how I actually make my vision board every year. So first thing I do is pull up my goals. I've got all of them written out here so I can refer to them as I'm goal setting. And then I always do mine on Canva. I just find that the easiest to use. It's what I use for my thumbnails. This is mine from 2022. And then again, this is this past year. So I'm gonna copy and paste this, I think, just so I have something to go off of. And then I basically just pull up my Pinterest and copy and paste. It's really as simple as that. I'll then make some kind of variation of this for my phone. So this has been my phone background for the last year. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here for the foreseeable future and make my 2024 come to life.
I've been working on myself. I really try my best to change, but sometimes in a love fade. Maybe we should stay in bed, pretend that everything's the same, just a little play pretend, but baby we're changing, we can't really help it, we might just enjoy it now. We said forever, forever means nothing if we don't get.
Okay, here it is, you guys. This is the finished product. I'm so happy with it. I've made it my desktop background. I've also made it my laptop background as well. I'm gonna add it as my phone background too, so I can see it no matter where I am. But yeah, that is it. My 2024 reset is complete.